Take you to KZN now. Residents of Tongaat have barricaded roads in protest over access to water. The suburb has been without water since the Tongaat Water Treatment Works was damaged by the floods back in April this year. Newzroom Afrika's Karinda Jagmohan is on the ground. She joins us now live. And Karinda, is this protest still ongoing this morning? What are you seeing there?
Absolutely. This protest started in the early hours of this morning. You'll see behind me residents of Tongaat, this 40,000 plus community burning Jojo tanks as a sign of protest over a lack of access to water. Remember, Yanda, in the April floods, the Tongaat Water Treatment Works was completely destroyed during those floods. And as a result, this community was completely cut off from access to water supply. As a result, they've not had water. They've had dry taps for several months now, and they say they've had enough. It has been quite a challenge, they say, to even get a contractor to come in and fix this issue. And for them, even getting water tankers here is quite a challenge. This protest, again, has been going on from early this morning, and this while a parliamentary ad hoc committee is in the city trying to resolve this issue, looking at what's happening so far. We're going to try and speak to some of the residents as they protest to ask about some of the challenges they've been experiencing and why they've been here from early this morning. It's been one of those instances where the entire community has come out to protest over this water issue. There have been many other suburbs in similar situations whereby they've not had proper access to water. There is a community spokesperson that is speaking on behalf of this community, so she's going to join us in a second. We understand that this is one site of the protest. You'll see debris all over us, the crowds around us. But there are areas further up Tongaat where a truck was made to block a major road, and as a result, traffic has been blocked off there as well. Now, while we just speak to this community spokesperson, Ayanda, I'll remind you that there has been various officials on the ground here to speak about recovery following the floods. The floods that happened in April that took more than 400 lives and caused damage worth billions of rands across Durban, which is one of the most affected areas. But still, major infrastructure, public and private infrastructure, remains damaged. And as a result, community has been extremely frustrated by what is happening. So we're going to try and get the community spokesperson to come through. She's been the one that's been elected by this community to share their concerns. So we're going to try and just chat to her now as she speaks about this. Her name is Gugu Ube, and she's obviously going to speak to us about some of the issues she's been experiencing.
Azosinduzela azosexplainela ukuthi kwenzakalani and izothatha isikhathi esingakanani water plant ukuthi ilentuzana sicelile ukuthi abeze kuthina as umphakathi bazosichazela ukuthi kuzothatha isikhathi esingakanani abaze kuze kufike ngisho noyedwa and abasiboni isidingo ngendlela engibona ngayo because okunye sikubone sesikubona kumabona kude ukuthi how seyiqaliwe ilentuzana iwater plant iyalungisa. Okay, izothatha isikhathi esingakanani kwenzakalani and vele seyabantu asimele ukuthi silokhu siya laphana angeke futhi sihambe siyophazamisa kule nto eyenzakalayo. But sifuna thina ke into abasithembisa yona ngomhla ka-23 June ukuthi bazofaka ama-filters. Uma bezowafaka lawo ma-filters lawo yini evimbile njengamanje ukuthi bawafake, ngoba babethe ekuqaleni ama-filters azokwazi ukufakwa isonto lokuqala lika-Agasti sizokwazi ukwathola amanzi, sizothola lawo manzi amancane sakwamukela as umphakathi. Meanwhile kusalungiswa i-waterworks, so akuzange kuze kwenzeke lokho. And njengamanje akekho imisele ngokuza kuthina sesizame yonke into, sizama ukuthi akube ne-way forward. Abantu manje bakhathaleke hojosi abasabafuni at all.
Okay, Kuku, do you feel that your human rights are being violated? Because I think it's been 4 months now without water.
They are. Yes. Human rights are violated, like in big time. Because like we've got old people here, and there's one thing that I'm supposed to tell you. We've got a child that passed away, a 20 months child passed away. We feel that that child wasn't going to pass away if there was water in our taps. So, like, we are so angry as a community of Ambanati. We are so angry. We need water in ourselves. No more Jojo tanks, no more water cans, because it doesn't make sense to us when they give us water tank, just one water tank for the whole of Ihambanati. What are we going to do with that? Even now, I'm here. I don't have water at home.
Okay, Kuku. Another thing, do you feel with Eton municipality has failed you? What are you calling for as a community? Do you want the intervention of the province, or you want intervention of the national government?
We need the intervention of the province, because we feel that the Eton failed us big time. We've been trying to engage with them. Even that time, they said when they starting to fix the waterworks, they will communicate with the crisis committee. But from that day, no one wants to talk to us. No one wants to say anything to us. It's like we are nobody. That's the problem now.
Mube speaks on behalf of the protesters here, explaining that she feels that the community's rights have been violated. Actually now, they're blocking people who are going to work on the other side or they're stopping them from going to work. You'll see now this Jojo tank being burnt here. The community says enough with Jojo tanks and water trucks. They want running water in their taps. They say that 5 months is far too long. The Tongaat Water Treatment Works is completely destroyed. Just about last month, a contractor was introduced into this community to start repairs to that Tongaat Water Treatment Works. But of course, that will take several weeks because of the damage that has been done there by the floods. The entire infrastructure has been destroyed. But later today, at about 10 o'clock, the parliamentary ad hoc committee that was set up to oversee the recovery efforts to infrastructure that has been damaged by the floods will actually be going to the Tongaat Water Treatment Works to look at the recovery updates there. But in the meantime, this community says they're going to keep protesting to get the attention of the local, provincial and national government.
Karinda Jagmohan, thanks very much indeed for that report. Karinda's live to us there from an active scene in Tongaat. Residents there up in arms about not having water since the April floods. Karinda, we'll keep watching that story with you as it continues to unfold. Thanks.